You-
No, he's not here. Hi, welcome to Kill the Bottle Podcast. My name is Megan.
And I'm Julie.
Julie's
Thank
back with
you.
me.
Yeah, I was trying to make it sound like a little NPR open.
Mm.
National Public
Mm.
Radio. Not for long though.
Mm. Eddie's on vacation, so he did a podcast with one of his friends by himself. So I'm gonna do one with one of my friends, Julie
He
Baker, the
left you.
great Julie Baker.
Oh, thank you. He left you out.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I have to drive to Pasadena, and if you're from LA,
Ugh.
just driving anywhere sucks.
Can,
So,
can I tell you something? I
huh?
dated this guy and he allegedly, supposedly had a townhouse in Pasadena, but his sister lived there and I'm pretty sure it was his parents. And you know what that man did?
What?
Cheated on me. Total Tinder swindler situation. Like lied down to his birthday, and I was like, "Well, I am stupid."
Oh
Whoops.
my God. What is
I
our luck
know.
with men?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? That man, if he is seeing this, you, I know you have money. Why don't you just Venmo me to cover my therapy costs after what you did? Okay. Like I should
Um,
have curbed his Porsche.
I did that to my last boyfriend. He was a meth addict. Um,
Nice. I'm from
I
Missouri. Listen, I make no judgments. We have meth addicts everywhere there, and they're cooking it up like you wouldn't believe.
after we broke up, he blocked me like on everything, every social media platform except for Venmo. So I Venmoed him $1,000. I never got it, but I said for the pain
Oh
and made
my
it public.
gosh. And and you never got it. I mean, ugh.
Yeah, I never got it. I also like did like a video like thinking I was gonna win him back. I don't know why I was fighting for him, but I did a video of like, our good times and I say it's so sad. I said something like it's really sad. And then I got a bunch of like condolences messages because everyone thought he died.
RIP, buddy.
And I
No,
left it
I
up.
didn't do that, but I did put a hex on him. I was you know how you like text up your friends, you're drafting up what you're gonna say, and then I had written something absolutely insane, but it was very poetic. It was something like, and when the final breath leaves your lungs and crosses over the dampness of your lips, it'll be me who you see. And my friends was like, "Oh, you're casting a hex.
You
That's a hex.
can
Maybe take that line out." It was so dramatic.
Oh, Taylor Swift is making money off of casting hex on people.
I'll cast. If he's seeing this right now, just know, I know you're afraid of death, and it's gonna be me you see when you cross the veil, buddy.
She has a really a song called Ricochet, and she says like stuff like that in it for sure. She's like, you're at my own funeral wearing the jewels I gave you."
And if I'm dead to you, why
Yes,
are you at the wake? I'm wearing a Taylor
cursing my
Swift shirt right
name.
now.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny that I brought that up. I didn't even know that was a Taylor Swift shirt. Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
I am.
Me too.
And I
Ta
can go anywhere
Travis got
right.
on his podcast. Travis Kelsey got on his podcast, and they posted a video today of it, and he's talking about how they were watching Pretty Woman together, and how they should the role should be switched, and they should do a movie called Pretty Man just to make it even. And then his brother Jason was like, "You're living it. You're living Pretty Man right now."
He's like, I come home in just a tie.
That's what he said.
I
I
did see
love it.
I saw that just moments before we came on, so our brains have synced or our FYP has, who knows?
Yeah, we probably have. Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram is probably like giving us the same stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Instagram, I saw. Are you a fan of Leroy and Leroy?
Yes, I know Leroy.
Yeah, apparently because he saw our video and he started following me. So thank you. Because if you haven't been on Instagram yet, people go on Instagram. Julie and I went golfing and we filmed it, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, Leroy's hilarious too. He's in Canada.
He's in
He's
Vancouver.
yeah, he's so funny. But yeah, I had him on when I used to have my radio show, and he's just a funny dude.
Oh, I bet well, I was a fan before our video. And so when he followed me, I was like, what the hell? And then he DM'd me. He DM'd me and said, you should come on our podcast, on my
You
podcast. I was
should
like,
do it.
yeah,
You should do it. His podcast is so much fun.
I'm gonna do it. I'm so excited. He said when he gets back from his trip, he will reach out. I can't believe it. Thank you, Julie. This is all thanks to you
You're
going
welcome.
golfing with
Just
me.
just please call me your fairy god aunt. I don't want to be a mom. You know what I mean? Not fairy godmother is too much, but fairy god aunt will work.
One of the comments that killed me on our video is a guy that was like, I would be worried about the chemicals from the grass on your bare feet.
Your response was hilarious too. You said,
I think I said, you don't know the countless amounts of drugs I put into my body.
you said that, and I was like, "Oh, that is hilarious." Golfing was fun though with you. We had what you might call a hoot. I went golfing though a couple weeks ago for a charity tournament, and it too was a blast. So you might see me on the PGA Pro circuit being arrested because I'm running out on the greens. I'm not doing anything good.
Well, you did really well. What's always hard for girls going golfing to me is when I first started, like, it was scary because I'm by myself and you're with guys and some of them take it seriously. And so I was always super nervous to go. And once you just get used to it, you get used to it because they always pair you with people. We were together, first of all, so that makes it easy. If anyone wants to go golfing, find a friend. We really didn't care if we were terrible or not, which made us actually not terrible. And then we
Yeah.
were paired with two police officers that were very, very sweet to us.
Whoa, 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 whoa. They were school security.
Oh, sorry.
Get it right.
Harder
Get it
job.
right. Get it right.
They were nice to us. It was fun. It was a good
They were
time.
fun. Yeah, they were fun.
Did you actually drink the beer that was in your hand?
I had 1/4 of the beer. I'm just not a drinker. I'm not a drinker, and I think I've told this to you, and I've talked about it countless times. Because if I do get drunk, I turn into a douchebag. It's just
Yeah.
like,
What
"Hey,
give us
hey."
an example. What do you
I'll be
do?
okay, I'm gonna get into character.
Yeah, get into drunk.
"Hey, hey, you got french fries?" And then I take the french fries. "Get on my b you got on my back, I bet I could squat you." Yeah, that's what and then I'll try and then, man, way too big for me, gets on my back, and then I just fall over and laugh, and then I
Yeah.
have my mouth full of french fries, and I don't do that. The last time that happened was several years ago. I was like, "This is not me. This is not gonna be for me," and then I got in an Uber, and I thought, "Oh my god, this is not gonna go well," and I got home just in time to puke on my lawn, so I just don't do it. That's been, gosh, several years ago, and so I just don't do it. I don't like who I am. I get anxiety.
I love me drunk. Like I don't ever want to stop drinking. I feel like I'm
Oh,
a better person a lot of the time if I'm drunk. Like nicer, more patient. Maybe because I don't hear everything. I think when I'm sober, I'm really analyzing the world too much
yeah.
and it makes me angry. So when I'm
Well,
drunk, I don't have to worry.
to add on to that story, which I just confessed, my bad. Me and my friends had gone to this like club. I don't know. It was in Durham, North Carolina. What's up, Durham? And I was inebriated, and I just kept looking into one of the restrooms. Don't know if it was the man or woman's restroom, but they had a bunch of jerseys on the wall, and I was speaking in a Russian accent. And the guy in front of me goes, "Are you from Russia?" And I said, "I have to go." And I just left. It's like, what? It made no sense.
Well, I don't think that some people would call that fun, not douchebaggery.
Well, that was just the start. The squatting somebody after I'd eaten his fry. He was a pre-law student, and I was like, "Get on my back." And it doesn't. I'm not doing it.
I am hungover today. I put one on last night. I wasn't going to, and I did. And I woke up to, the drunk text messages that make no sense that I sent like 50 of them to somebody.
What'd you say?
Oh my God, so many things. Um, this is a nightmare. I love you. I hate you. Don't hurt me. You're lucky. I love you. I wish you were here. I have to go. I'm retarded. Ignore all
You
this,
can't
please.
say that. Girl, like, X that word out of your vocabulary. And also, why were you texting me like that? You know I get up early for work. I'm
you
a safe
probably were
space.
you're probably awake getting up for work when I was texting all this.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
was drunk
"Okay,
going to
okay.
bed.
I
I,
love
I
it."
haven't slept in years, and I slept in until 10 today, and I was like, oh, what?
Whoa,
I know.
girl.
I know. Maybe I
Don't
got
get
drugged.
yeah, by yourself. You had
I
alcohol
drugged. I
poisoning.
drugged myself. That's a whole nother level.
Whoops.
Anyway, when are you going to move out to LA?
Here's the tea. I want to go to New York City so bad I can't see straight. I actually just got back from New York City. I love that place because you can be a total weirdo and no one gives a shit. You want to walk down the street on Broadway with no bra on, and you can see your nips. MBD,
Yeah.
no one cares. Everyone's in their own world in New York City. And I like how it's like walkable. Los Angeles is not walkable, but I want to be funny. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I need to write some sketches or something. But everything I'm doing online tanks, which makes me think I suck. So I don't know.
No,
Well, I was
doesn't.
texting you before this too, and you got to be dead ass honest with me. I follow this guy and he thinks he's funny, but he's actually just super annoying. And I'm worried that that's me, where I just think I'm funny, but I'm actually just super annoying. And guys just think I'm hot, and that's why they're following me. But I want more women to follow me. I don't, less men, because y'all are
Let,
getting weird on the internet. It's freaking me out.
I never had that problem.
Really? Well, you can
Yeah,
have my problem.
I'll switch with you. I want to be
Really?
hot. Maybe you should do an OnlyFans.
I know.
Okay,
I've
good
had men,
talk.
they'll like comment and they'll be like, what's your OnlyFans? And listen, I'm not dogging on sex work. If that's how you make your bread, says get your bread. Brothels bankroll the westward expansion. Couldn't be me. I just couldn't be serious enough for it.
Well, if you want to be funny, I mean, you got to get your start with comedy. I feel like out here, or either that, or get a really good luck with getting on SNL and writing stuff. But
Okay, how do I get on SNL?
I know that's I would love I'd
Well,
love to
what's the
do that.
secret? You seem to know.
I don't know the secret to SNL. That would be someone said to me that they would love to that I should be writing for SNL, and that was like the biggest compliment ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've applied to agencies. I know that you've applied to agencies. You should
Dude,
be able to easier than me.
no way.
Like
Let me tell you this story. It goes something like this. So I applied for like news agents and I had a conversation. Well, I have two. Can I tell two agent stories? The
yes.
first one, she said, um, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? And it aggravates me to my core because why does news have to be like, and today on the local, why does it have to be like that? Why can't I be both? Why can't I have a love and passion for journalism and good storytelling and impact in my community while also being a silly little goose? Why do I have to be one or the other? It drives me nuts. Second thing, a few years ago, I was looking to get a news agent because I wanted to get a divorce. That spells divorce. Welcome to spelling camp. And so I had reached out to this one agent and he said, he told me a bunch of crap, but he said, yeah. Listen, news directors, they don't want redheads, they don't want blondes, they want brunettes. Dye your hair brown, get new headshots, and call me back in 2 weeks. I
Did he
did.
sound like a guy from the 1920s? Yeah,
I don't
see?
know.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see, he's a douche canoe in my head. And so I did all that and we never spoke again.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I think you could be the pioneer of taking out that, dull news voice like today, blah, 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 blah. And like it actually making it more entertaining to watch. That's why
Well,
my family and I started watching you, is because you were not the normal anchor.
you started tuning in for little old me.
Yeah,
Here's the issue. Is like
Instagram suggested you and it worked. It was a
it
good
worked. No, here's the deal.
algorithm worked.
There are very few women in my industry who are one my age and then two doing what I do. And then I have found like women who I've really admired throughout my career, like they're out of the business now. And I'm looking around, I'm going, shoot, I got to figure something out. The Botox ain't gonna Botox forever.
Do you get in trouble ever at your news for being a goofball?
No, I haven't, but it has like as far as like moving up in my career, I think that it's been a little I don't want to say stifled. Here's what's so aggravating. First off, I will say with my station, I was completely transparent with who I was. Like, this is who I
Mhm.
am. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Like, I'm not going to die. But so many news postings will say something like, are you innovative? Are you on the forefront of social media? Are you capable of capturing an audience? I'm like, check, check, check. I'm all those things. And then I'll get to it and they'll be like, oh, yeah, we said we want that, but we actually do not. Please
No,
stop. And so it's like, do you want it or not?
I know. I liken it to like I tried to be a flight attendant in my early 20s,
Oh
and
yeah, pop off, queen.
like back then, I'm sure it's changed now, especially with the Me Too movement and women, moving
Yeah.
forward a little bit at a time, not a lot. But you weren't allowed to have tattoos. You had to be a certain height. You had to be a certain like character. And I remember having a personality. I love job interviews, by the way. I've talked about this on the show because a job interview is like an hour long of just being able to brag about yourself, and someone has to listen to it and not walk away. So I love
You're
job
trapped in
interviews.
this cuticle.
Oh, I love it. So I interviewed and I was like, oh, I think I nailed it because I made them laugh. And I wasn't this cookie cutter person, but in flight attendants, they want the cookie cutter. They don't want the person that stands out.
That's the news
So
business, baby.
that's the news business. In
Listen,
teaching,
here's an issue with
different.
you and I is we think like we've got to make everybody laugh, but I'm always getting laughs out of my therapist, but I know she's concerned.
Oh, yeah, I always did too. Like my goal in therapy was always to make them laugh, which I did often, but I don't know what that drive is or where that came from, if it comes from a lot of pain and trauma, but
Oh, that's what it
making
is for
someone
me. Like
laugh.
that's how I cope with things. Like I recently had to go through a pretty serious ordeal. And I was joking the whole time with law enforcement. And then I was like, I texted the person I needed to text and I was like, I think I need a few days off. They're like, okay, you take it. You've been through something. I was like, okay. And then I got back and I was like, oh crap, I like actually needed that for my mental health.
Oh no.
I
Oh
know.
man. Are you
What are you gonna
okay?
do? Yeah, girl. Look at me. I'm in a Taylor Swift shirt. And I made my bed
Great.
today. And you see that dress on my bed behind me? I gotta stitch it up. I've gotten into stitching. I've really hijacked this conversation. I'm sorry I'm rattling. I'm a little
What?
tired.
I used to teach sewing in Colorado. That was my job.
Can I tell you
Ugh.
something?
What?
I bought these pants, real cute pants, but way too long for me. I take them to the tailor. The tailor said that'll be an X amount of dollars, and I thought, oh, that is a lot of money. My next pair of pants, I get them, they're too long. I'm 5'7", by the way, so these pants are coming in an egregious length. And I thought, I'm not going to go back to the tailor. I'm going to learn to hem my own pants.
Yeah.
I did. I learned to hem my own pants.
I'm not good at it, but I can do
Yeah.
it. Like, and no one's
Call
looking
me,
at the bottom of my
boys.
pants.
You need
Call
a
me.
Miss Betty Crocker homemaker Martha Stewart. She's me, but
Oh my
meaner.
gosh. Me too, but yeah, I don't have the boys following me. I do have the women following me. I
Oh,
think I make them
please.
feel better about their lives.
Can the women please start following me? Because
Hey, women,
hey, girls, you want to hear history stories?
tell me
I
about these history things you're doing.
Well, I just did. I just put out. It's flopping pretty hard on TikTok. A story about how I think James Madison is a little bitch because the White House got lit in fire by the British in 1814, and he was like, "I'm gonna go," and he left behind his wife. So the White House is on fire. The British are eating whatever they can find inside, and Dolly I'm so sorry I hijacked this. Dolly Madison is like, I'm going to take that portrait of George Washington off the wall before the White House is burnt. And we basically have no real parts of the original White House left. So,
Is, is that portrait still around? Is that the only
yeah.
thing? Oh,
Yeah. It's
wow.
in, I think it's in the Smithsonian. Listen, I love history. I'll go off.
That's cool. Drunk History is a great show. I would love to be on. Have you
I
seen
got
that?
compared to drunk history. Somebody said, this is
Oh,
just like drunk history. And I was like, I'm sober.
this is sober history.
I shot this in the newsroom.
Well, you started doing stupid news. When was like the first video that hit?
So let me see, 3, 4 years ago, I did this story about how there was a shortage of mall Santas, and the punchline was something like, "Sorry, ladies, you're gonna have to find another old man's lap to sit on in public." And then that one slowly got traction, and I just kept getting traction. I was like, "Wait, I think I can do something with this." And so 3 years ago, it just was about everything 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 views, whatever. Now,
Yeah.
not the case. I've
Oh,
died.
well,
I've got to reinvent or something because I'm not getting pushed out on the FYP, if you will, the FYP. It's
I
starting
think
to make
it's
me.
so
It's
up and down.
Yeah, but it's been down for me for like 2 years. I'm starting to feel bad about it. I'm starting to think that I am a one hit wonder. So I'm trying to reinvent myself.
I can't imagine that. You gotta move to a bigger city. You got to get out of
I
Colorado
know.
Springs.
I know. And I really want to, like, I think New York City is going to be it. I just have to find a job. I need a job up
Yeah.
there because that turns out you got to pay bills. You can't just pay bills on passion and love.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do New York purely for the cost of living and the homes that you're living in for the cost of living. I mean, LA is very expensive. I'm in a one bedroom that's 2,600 a month, but New York for 2,600 you get like a box, so that
Yeah.
scares me. And I
Yeah,
don't
but
want roommates.
I love Los Angeles because the access to the beach. But
Mhm.
there's something about New York. Like I was actually just in New York City because I had a friend that performed with ASCATs, part of the UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. He's the monologuist. And I was like, "Oh man, this is cool." That's the end of that story.
Is there anything else you want to share about that?
Yeah. Um, no. That's all I
No.
got.
I like the beach access as well. You know, you say it's not walkable, but I rarely leave my home. I have my pool and I have all the bars. I'm right on the Hollywood Boulevard. Like it's pretty. I don't have to go anywhere, and there's
But
so much public transportation.
yeah, I have taken the bus. The guy in Pasadena, I met him out there and he was appalled that I took the city bus. And I was like, dude, this was like $12 from
Oh yeah,
LAX. Like, and
yeah.
then I walked and I love walking. And some guy who probably does drugs inquired and we had a little combo. I don't know if he does drugs, but it was lovely. I enjoy public transportation, but in New York, everybody's taking it. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
sorry, there's no cars. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's just something vibrant about New York City that I haven't figured out. I think I've always dreamed of living in one of the 2 cities, and I've always had too much self-doubt about myself to actually do it. But now I'm like, how do I do it?
The guy I was saying, which I've talked about on the show, so people who are listening know already. I know. We all know. I told stories. Um, he he before the turmoil and everything, I kind of got excited because he's from Maryland and he wanted to open a restaurant back on the East Coast. So I seriously was like, when I started dating him, I was like, he's gonna move. I have to kind of think, is that something I'm willing to do? Was moved to the East Coast. I'm glad I'm not doing that now because then he put his tongue in someone else's mouth. So
Ugh.
I don't think it's going to be that serious. But I don't know. Most of my followers are in New York City,
Yeah,
so I
I
get messages a lot.
a huge chunk of my followers are in New York City. You know what I've learned as I've, like, navigated being single for gosh, I'm in I'm, like, 3.5 years divorced, um, is that you cannot plan your future based around the idea of a man. Like,
Yeah,
if he like and it hurts because like, you're gonna meet people who are really lovely and you wanna stay for, but at the end of the day, you have to count on yourself because they're
yeah,
like, that guy might not stick around. I was married for almost 9 years, and he still stuck his tongue down other people's throats, you know? So it's like, you can build a future with somebody, and they can still betray you in the end, and that's been a really hard lesson for me to learn, that
yeah,
you can like somebody and create and conjure up a future in your mind, but you cannot allow yourself to pursue that because it's not real. It's something you made up because there's 2 people involved. So, girl, dump that man, move to the East Coast if you want, but don't if it doesn't
don't
align with
depend
your
on him.
vision. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 10, 11 years divorced, and I I would not have guessed in a million years that I would be sitting living in Hollywood, California, um, 10 years ago when we were going through that. I thought I was going to stuck in that podunk town, Greeley,
Ugh.
forever.
Can I ask you a question? How
Yeah.
long after your divorce did he move on with somebody else? Was he
Oh,
in like a series?
within a year, he got married,
Oh,
remarried.
yeah. Let me all of my like all the women in my life who have been through divorce who I think are like BAMF women, their husbands are like already in a serious relationship. Like the moment, like my ex-husband was um divorced, engaged, remarried, had a 2-month-old before the 1-year mark of our divorce being finalized. And
Wow.
also, he didn't move out of my childhood home until like 4 months, 5 months after we got divorced, and she was, like, posting photos of my farm on her Facebook, and, like, when I found that, I was like, "Mom and Dad, like, I love you so much, and I know that you see him as a son because 'cause he's been in our lives for so long, but, like, he has to go."
He
Like,
has to go.
he is clowning in our faces.
Oh
The
my
kindness
God.
because I was like I went to my parents and I was like, "He'll get it together, just be kind," and, like, da 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 da, and I saw that, and I was like,
No.
"Not today, Satan."
Absolutely not. My parents won't even refer to my wedding as a wedding. They refer to it as their like 10-year wedding anniversary or 20-year wedding anniversary. And they don't call it the wedding anymore. He moved on. That was the reason we got divorced, though, is because he changed. We got married with the intention of not having children, and
Mhm.
then he changed his mind. He All his friends started having kids, and he got the fever, and I could not do it. I didn't want them. I still don't want them. So
I'm
you
the
know.
same way. I don't want them either. I think sometimes they marry us thinking, "Oh, she'll change her mind. I'll change her mind." And so they'll say, "I don't want kids," but they actually do. And then when you're like, "No, I don't want to do that. I told you from the start," they get all huffy puffy and then they get a mistress.
Then that's exactly what happened. He came
Yeah.
home with a hickey one day. I wasn't even hurt. I wasn't even sad. I was like, "Is that a hickey?" And we were still married, still living together. And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "This is over, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we're done here.
this is done, right?" And which is fine. I was never. My parents will back this up a little bit, but I feel like they always wanted to make sure someone was taking care of me because they
Yeah.
didn't think I could take care of myself. And to do what I've done since then, I went through a horrible breakup after that and get out to LA and do this all by myself and get my master's degree, do all this. Like they would never have thought in a million years I would be able to do this. And that's kind of what I grew up thinking. So it wasn't until, I hit 30 and really hit rock bottom where I was like, why can't I do what everyone else is doing? Why
Yes.
can't I be better? I'm good at this stuff. Like, let's go. And I fucking got my shit together. So people, this is a motivational podcast. Get your shit together.
Um, it is wild. Like I have been slowly on that healing journey of like just accepting who I am and loving who I am and being okay with who I am. And but then also holding space for the grief that my parents undoubtedly have for the person they wanted me to be and the person they're realizing I'm never going to be. I'm never going to be that mom with 2.5 kids and a white picket fence and who does the small town life. Like it could not be me. It is not in my it's not in my bones.
No,
So
it's
that's
not in my
something that's
blood.
yeah, it's not I would say it's not in my blood, but both my parents did it, my sisters did it, so it's my sister did it, so it's like and no, not like they love it, like they love that life, and it is meant for them. It's just not not for me. I,
Well, yeah,
I
it goes to the, I like how you say don't plan around a man because that is something I'm going to take to heart with this conversation because none of this I planned around a man. I planned it to get away from a man, but
yeah,
it's all been me and I'm never ever going to let a man put me down, take care of me, or put me in that situation where I'm planning stuff around him. I got a little flustered with this last one.
no,
God
that's
damn
fair,
it,
but
this
I
last one.
no, I know what it's like to be like, oh, oh, but think about like the happiest my life has ever been is when there was not a
Yeah.
man involved in the planning. Like I love my life so much because I made it and it's up to me to continue to make it and make it better. But if I just sidetracked, because like when I was married, I felt like I was carrying around a 700-pound just like person who was never going to be on my same level of ambition and started to despise me for having this ambition.
Yes.
And so that like vigor that they see in you and that love that they see, or like that love they claim to have, whatever air quotes, that spark, they see it not because they understand it and they also have it. They see it because they want to catch it and they want to quell it. But when it starts to burn their hands, then they get mad at you for it. I think Trevor Noah wrote in his book, Born a Crime, it talked about how, I'm going to butcher this, but it talked about how some men see a beautiful bird and they want to cage it. Like they don't
Yeah.
want it to fly free. They want it in a cage. And so I don't know. That was pretty impactful. Also, if you've not read the book, it's one of my favorites.
Oh, I need to read that. That is
So
very
good.
impactful because I think the same thing. I got married kind of at a very low level, low self-esteem, overweight.
Mhm.
I found a guy that I thought was up here and I'm down here. And slowly I lost weight, started getting more confident and it turned. All of a sudden I'm performing shows and I'm hosting trivias and I'm becoming a bigger person. And I don't think he liked that at all. I remember him getting very frustrated with me going out all the time and doing shows and it was
Yes.
not for him. So sorry
At
to
one
take me
point,
for
I
who I
was,
am.
yeah, I get that on a deep level. Early on in my career, like I didn't know how to love myself, and I'm still working on it, but I'm way better at it because I've recognized like I'm fun. You know what I mean? I'm fun. I'm smart. I'm active, and it's okay to say those things because I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we get put in this cycle, and I'll circle back to my original point. Like women, where if they say those things like positive attributes, society's like, oh, she's not humble. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, you know what I mean? Like if putting myself down is what it means to be humble, then I'm not humble. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I'm yelling at you, but
Self-deprecating. Sometimes I am, but I think it's
I'll be
funny.
self-deprecating, but I'm never gonna be like, oh, I suck. I'm just terrible. I'm the worst. I'm a loser because I'm not.
Yes.
But
Yes, I agree.
to go back to your ex-husband like getting mad at you for doing big things, I look back now and I see that early in my career, I was emceeing for a local baseball team. I was doing improv and I was, of course, working in TV. And my ex husband was like, "You should quit one of those. It's too much." I'm like, I feel fine. And then when I started my next job in TV news, I was the weekend morning anchor. In the mornings, like in news, you're early. And so he got like a month in, and he had no job, by the way. He said, "I think you should go to management and ask for a shift in your schedule. I don't like it." And it's like, you don't have a job. This is the contract I signed up for. This is what I agreed to. So it's just stuff like that all the time.
What
And
in the
then,
hell?
yeah, but then this like goes to talk about what we were talking about. Like when you step into yourself and you start to love yourself, um, the men who don't, who, the men who thrived on you not having confidence, the men who thrived on you not loving yourself, the men who thrived on you always taking a back seat, of course they're going to be deeply offended. How dare you? But
How
then
dare you?
in my final months or whatever, I had really been thinking about divorce and I set him down. I said, "Why do you love me? Why do you want to stay married?" He said, "Well, like I think you're going to be successful. You're talented." And I was like, "What?"
Come again?
You wanna run that one back me? Back by me again, my guy?
I think that's my problem now that I'm working on is now I'm dating down because it's so
Yeah.
much easier. I like to keep them down, you know?
No,
If you're
not
gonna
me.
date down, keep them down.
Not me.
I'm
If
dating
I
down.
can roll a man quickly in a conversation, I'm not interested because if you can't keep up now, you're not gonna keep up. Like it's like I can't slow down. Chugga
Yeah,
chugga whoop whoop.
I think there's something in my head now that's like I want to I'm the caretaker and I want to be the higher person. I would like
Not
eventually to
me.
get to the point in my head where I meet an equal who is just as ambitious, who is encouraging of me, who is just as smart as me. I mean, this last guy literally said the words to me, "You're gonna die." He's like, "I've only dated women who are smarter than me." And I was like, well, that is not a high standard.
The
But
bar is low, buddy. Like,
that's
calm down.
99% of all the women out there like you
Yeah.
could date. The pool is still is just big for you. But
It's not yeah.
I am smarter than him and I'm smarter than the meth head before that. And I need to get out of that. I need to find an equal. But the equals don't hang out at the bar. And that might be my issue.
You gotta change your location.
Gotta change the location. Where do I
I
hang out? At a doctor's office? In the
No, they're
waiting room?
so insecure. Doctors are so insecure, don't do it. I dated
Don't do it.
4 No, I don't know how this happened, but last year they kept finding me. And the doctor slutty is what my therapist calls him, who had a house in Pasadena and cheated on me. Like reflecting back, he was so insecure. And the only way that I felt like he could demonstrate any level of confidence was with his money. And that's why I say I should have curbed his Porsche. But then I went on like one date with another doctor and he was lovely, like so smart, could keep up, just was not going to work out. And we text every once in a while. The next the
Why do
next
you have so
person
many
was
doctors? Where
I
are
don't
they
know,
hanging
it
out?
was just a
What the
weird freaking
fuck?
year. It was just a weird year, but they were so insecure. And then the next one, he told me how much each of his hands were insured for. Told me how much money he was making on the first date at the Cheesecake Factory. And then we split the bill. And then the
Wow.
fourth one discovered he was 5'9", not 5'11", as he had previously thought, which, buddy, you're a doctor. There's math involved. And then he wouldn't shut up about how I'm 5'7". So
What in the
insecure.
world?
Stay away from medicine.
Medicine. Well, what's left? So sad. That was such a
I
good silence. What to what end?
don't know,
So-
honey. I often struggle thinking like, oh, like romance and love does not exist for women like me. Women
Mhm.
who love a stage, women who are funny and unrelenting in their funniness. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't go back into the box. I will die in the box and I will not die in a box at the altar of some man's love. Like couldn't be me. So maybe I'm just single for the rest of my life. I don't know. I don't
It
want that to
feels
be the
that
case,
way.
but I'd rather that be the case than me become a decomposing living corpse inside of a box.
Inside of I'm not gonna go back in the box.
Not going back.
So I want you to come out and do a show, a stupid news show with me
You got to help
sometime.
me produce it. You got to help me.
Well, yeah, just we'll spitball ideas. I think you did one and you said that you didn't love it.
No,
You
I
didn't.
I walked straight into a shart. I mean, I didn't eat shit, but I was eating shart for sure.
Gross.
'Cause I didn't know what I was doing. I sold
Right.
it out though, and then, disappointed 150 people. My bad.
No, I'm sure there's people happy. You sold it out. No, so you go. It's kind of like this. It's like a study like this. I just told you you need to have someone on, a guest that's on that you're good with talking and good with quipping back and forth. It's like dating. You need someone who's on your level, and then you just go do tour shows. I think that people would love that.
It could be us.
We should do it.
I'm in it to win it.
I'm trying to write songs that are comedic. That's what I've been trying to do, and I suck at
Oh my
that.
god.
I can't
Oh my
combine it.
Um, Melissa Villanueva, I think is her last name. And I'm sorry, Melissa, if you hear this and you're like, oh my God, she butchered my last name. But I saw her in Denver
Uh-huh.
and she did songs and they were so she's first off, she's hilarious, but her songs were so funny. Please look her up.
I'm gonna look her up. I just
She
wrote
did
it. I'm
six
writing it
seasons
down.
on Saturday Night Live.
I want to be on that show.
Yeah, call me
Well,
Lauren.
call me, Lauren.
You big
his
bitch.
his star's right over here. Actually,
Oh,
I walk past it
really?
often. Yeah,
It pleases me to know his star's right over there, and I've been on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it smells like piss.
it smells like pee. I remember my first summer out here. I was kind of living out of my car and really, I really got my ass kicked. Like just the world kicked my ass out here and I was not prepared for it. I'd never even driven outside of Colorado before when I
Oh,
came here. So I just remember I had like a UTI. I'm in a state, I don't have any like medical anything. I am in a state, I don't know anybody. I'm living out of my car. And I was sitting on the side of Hollywood Boulevard next to the stars. And I called my mom and I said, I hate this fucking place. It smells like pee. Then I
and then
moved
you're
there
like,
a
I should
couple
get an
years later.
apartment here.
I should get an apartment.
Can
It's
I
much
tell you,
better.
when I was in my early 20s, I thought really legitimate jobs were those people who dressed up as celebrities on Hollywood Walk of Fame. I didn't realize that I didn't know.
Yeah, that's it's like a it's not a real job. I mean, those costumes are pretty. Ugh, you don't.
Pretty,
I wouldn't hug them. Tourists
I'd
don't hug
hug
them.
him.
Don't hug them. I don't know the
That's
last time they
fine.
showered.
I don't know the last time I showered.
I had to this morning to sober up. I think I was still drunk when I woke up.
Ooh.
God! Ooh.
I
Okay.
have to wash my feet before bed. I can't go to bed with dirty feet. Like, I might
That's
not
a
shower, but I'm cleaning up my feet.
that's interesting.
Yeah, you like that? You like that
Colorado
little
Springs
touch?
is such a clean town. Why would your feet be dirty?
Um, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
You're talking about your feet. That's why the guys are following you. No more. No
Oh,
more foot
oh
talk.
yeah, but gentlemen, this is not free content. You all need to Venmo me $24.99 at Ann
Oh,
Julie Baker.
let's see if
Uh,
that works, right? I mean,
just for the pleasures of hearing of my feet.
if one person, if every one of my followers just gave me $1, I would pay off my student loans.
If every one of my followers just gave me $1, I don't know what would happen. I don't have student loans.
On that note, well, thank you for coming on and talking with me, especially since Eddie's not here. I'm excited that we met. I'm excited that we went golfing, and I'm excited for you to come out here and do a show.
Okay, I'm serious. Let's brainstorm ideas and we'll get it together. I'll fly out.
I'm gonna write it in my pile of things to do. I'm excited. Thank you,
Okay.
Julie Baker. Thank you for listening. Kill the bottle. Rate, subscribe, review, whatever Eddie says at the end of it. Bye.